Did you call bank? I call game.
What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here, and today I want to talk about what are the best 10 teams in the NBA according to NBA 2K19. I got an updated roster that has all the teams with the rookies and players change and everything like that. And I looked at every single team and I found out what the 10 best teams in the NBA were. Now, I'm not saying these are the teams that are going to win the most in the NBA because that all depends on the coaching, how the talent works together. I'm just talking about which teams have the most talent, the top 10 teams with the best talent in the NBA. So that means that they should be the best, theoretically. Now, before this video starts, be an OG, join the Pack Nation, and subscribe. Also, if you want to enter my giveaway where I'm giving away 5 copies of NBA 2K20, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram and I'll put you in a randomizer and you could win. I'm giving away 1 Legend Edition and 4 regular editions, so get on that. So how I figured this list out is that I got the 10 best players of every single NBA team, which are the players that are usually going to play for sure on the team. And I averaged the ratings out, and whichever teams had the best and highest rating were the best teams in the NBA, talent-wise. But players that were probably not going to play the entire next season, Kevin Durant for example, weren't taken into account. So let's get this video started at number 10 with the Portland Trail Blazers. So the Portland Trail Blazers averaged a rating of 79.2 overall. Almost an 80 overall. Their best player is Damian Lillard, who was able to make it to the conference finals, beating the Denver Nuggets 2nd seed last year. The Portland Trail Blazers, I think if there's a season that they really should try to win the championship, it's this one. The only reason the Blazers have not been able to make it to the finals is because of the Warriors super team. Well, guess what? That team doesn't exist anymore. If there's a chance the Blazers can finally make their case as the best team in the NBA, if Damian Lillard wants to be the best player on his favorite team, be loyal with them and win a championship, now is the moment to win that championship. Damian Lillard still has CJ McCollum in his prime helping him out. He has Jusuf Nurkic, who also was really good even though he got injured. He's still young. He's only going to get better, I think, and he's going to be really great for the team. Now they have Hassan Whiteside, who's also a good center. Whether he's off the bench or they make Nurkic the power forward, we'll see. Rodney Hood, I feel like, is only going to get better. I think he's shown flashes of really good play. Mario Hezonja is on the team, who's had really good moments, like dunking on Giannis or blocking LeBron for a game winner. Mario Hezonja can be a really good bench player, in my opinion. They picked up Ken Bazemore, who's solid. Zach Collins, who's a great player, at least for how young he is. He's doing a really good job. They picked up Nasir Little, who's raw, I think. Like, this team has so much talent. I think if there's a year that they really should try to win the championship, this is the year they're going to have to do it, man. Now the next team at number 9 is the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, even without Kevin Durant, the Brooklyn Nets made it to this list. The Nets' average rating was a 79.5. That's 0.3 overall better than the 10th team, okay? Kyrie Irving is the best player, as we know, 92 overall. And even though he struggled with the Celtics and wasn't able to get them really anywhere in the playoffs, it might change the Nets. Who knows? There's a really good team, really good coaching. I know that's the same situation with the Celtics, but who knows? Maybe change will happen, right? They picked up DeAndre Jordan, who we know is a great center in this NBA. Like, usually centers are kind of in the NBA for the most part, especially if you can't shoot threes. But DeAndre Jordan is that exception. He really knows how to play in this league, even limited. Spencer Dinwiddie is raw, and he's only 26. Jared Allen is super young and super good. They might put him at the power forward. I don't know what they're going to want to do with Jared Allen, but he's still really good on the team. Karis LeVert, if y'all don't remember, he was insanely good at the start of the season and was struggling to figure out how to fit in the role, but they might start him at shooting guard this season, so we'll see. Joe Harris is also one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. Taurean Prince, we know, is solid and was great with the Hawks. He's going to be great with the Nets. And Rodions Kurucs was okay. The next team at number 8 is the other black and white team, is the San Antonio Spurs. So, the San Antonio Spurs have an average rating of 79.8, only 0.3 more than the last team, the Nets. The weird thing about the Spurs is that it wouldn't be a list of the best teams in the NBA without the Spurs, right? The Spurs always make it, and here's a reason why they're so good. They still have LaMarcus Aldridge, who's an 88 overall, DeMar DeRozan, 86. Now, DeMar DeRozan is weird sometimes. I feel like he can't close games out, but he's still really good. Rudy Gay, who's still on the team. We still have Derek White, who's really good and stepped up from last year. Dejounte Murray, who I believe is only going to take a step up this season. I don't know, he was injured, but I feel like his game has improved over the offseason. Have you seen his videos? He's been shooting threes. I have a good feeling about Dejounte Murray next season. Jakob Poeltl's okay for a starter. DeMar Carroll's now on the team, and he's pretty solid. The Spurs only improved in situations. I feel like they only got a little bit better, and they were already pretty good last season. They almost beat the Nuggets, who were the 2nd seed. That's a pretty good job for the Spurs. Now at number 7, it is the Rockets with an average rating of a 79.8, which is tied with the Spurs. Did you know, right, that if you were to make this list last year, they were probably the top 2 teams in the NBA. Now they're fighting for 7th place. Isn't that insane? The Rockets are such a weird team. They couldn't beat the Warriors. Who knows? James Harden might prove me wrong, but I think this is another season that the Rockets and James Harden is gonna need to cement his legacy. This is the year he's gonna need to pull this off if he wants to win a championship. I think he might be able to do it. I think they might even surprise people this year. Do you still have James Harden who's 96 overall? Chris Paul, Clint Capella, who's still pretty good. Kenneth Faried, who showed pretty good signs with the Rockets. Eric Gordon, who's been inconsistent with the Rockets. Austin Rivers, who re-signed. Gerald Green, who I feel like is good. PJ Tucker. So you have the talent on the team. You have the coaching. You need to pull this off this year. And the Rockets, I feel like they just haven't been able to get themselves together. They haven't been able to be clutch enough and execute in the playoffs. But now the Warriors are, for the most part, not what they were. There's a chance this year. At number 6, it is the Denver Nuggets with an average rating of an 80.1. They average an 80 overall for the team. Now Nikola Jokic, we already know how good he is. 92 overall, can literally do anything on the floor, and he's a center. That's impressive. Paul Millsap is always going to be consistently good until he's 40, right? So Paul Millsap's fine on the team. Jamal Murray really took a step up in the playoffs, in my opinion. Really did well throughout the year. He might even take a bigger step next year. Gary Harris, Mason Plumlee, who's always been a consistently good veteran, is on the team. Will Barton has been pretty solid. Monte Morris had a good year last season. They really do have a really solid team who is working together, gelling together. They just need to execute in the playoffs because they lost to the Blazers. They need to make sure that doesn't happen. And I'm not saying they'll win the championship because I think it's still going to take them a year or two to really mesh and execute, and Jokic to be that killer and find that way to win. And there's just so many good teams. It's not going to happen for the Nuggets this year. I might be wrong, but they're good and there's a chance, right? The team that did change though at number 5 is the Utah Jazz. 80.6 overall average for the team. You have Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, who I still believe is going to have an amazing career. I actually think he's going to be one of the best players in the NBA pretty soon. He just needs to get a little more efficient. You would need someone on the team to help you out and make you a better player. Oh wait, they got that with Mike Conley, one of the most successful and professional players in the league. They're both an 87 overall. Mike Conley is legit. One of the best players in this league, one of the better point guards. It's a great pickup for them. And they also pick up Bojan, who was the best player on the Pacers last season because Victor Oladipo was injured. He's also on the team now. That's a great pickup for them. Emmanuel Mudiay, who's averaging 15 points for the Knicks, is now on the team as their bench point guard. Joe Ingles is good. We know how good Jingles is. Ed Davis, who's just replacing Derek Favors. And Jeff Green. Dude, this Jazz team is actually pretty ridiculous, and I actually believe if they really play their cards right, they could win the championship next season. The next team at number 4, which I think is going to surprise people, is the Golden State Warriors, an average rating of an 80.9. Now, a lot of people think because the Warriors lost Kevin Durant, they have Klay Thompson who's injured, that they're just not going to be the same team they were, and they lost Iguodala, but no. Let's not get it confused. They still have their big three that won 73 wins one season with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, who's going to be injured for half of the year, but he'll come back. And they have Draymond Green still. So this is still the team that won 73 wins with the same coach. And you pick up D'Angelo Russell, who we all know is really good. He did amazing with the Nets. And you pick up Willie Cauley-Stein, who's good. Now, I don't know how they're going to implement D'Angelo Russell. They might make him a shooting guard, I guess. Is that what they're going to do? Maybe. But, dude. Now, their bench isn't great with Jerebko. Kevon Looney, who's okay. Sean Livingston has returned. Alec Burks, sure. They have a weird bench. But the team of Steph Curry starting point guard, D'Angelo Russell shooting guard, Klay Thompson small forward whenever he returns. Now for the best team in the East, and it isn't even close, it is the Philadelphia 76ers with an average rating of an 81 overall. Yes, this is the best East team on this list. So I know you're thinking, where are the Bucks? They actually didn't make this list. Did you believe that? Joel Embiid is a 93 overall. Tobias Harris, 88. Ben Simmons, 88. Al Horford, 88. Josh Richardson, 81. This team is absolutely ridiculous. And that's just a starting lineup. And then you also have TJ McConnell, who's solid. They picked up Greg Monroe. They still have Mike Scott. Listen, this starting lineup is so good. And for people who are like, oh, they can't shoot, Tobias Harris can shoot, Joel Embiid can shoot sometimes, Al Horford can shoot sometimes, and Josh Richardson can shoot. Honestly, if you look at 3-point shooting, Tobias Harris is a B+, Josh Richardson is B. They have shooters on this team. This team is ridiculously good. We'll probably make the NBA Finals next season. I might be wrong. The Bucks might surprise us. It's a wrap in the East. I think the Sixers got this one for sure. I might be wrong, but they got this one. Now for the next team that I don't think is a surprise for anybody. These top two teams are pretty obvious, but at number 2, it is the Los Angeles Clippers. So, the Clippers' average rating is an 81.5, and that's just ridiculous to me. They now have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George with a team that they barely lost anybody that took the Warriors to 6 games. Yeah, this team is going to be ridiculous. It is going to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. They have the best sixth man in the NBA with Lou Williams. They still have Montrezl Harrell, who's raw. JaMychal Green, who's good. Zubac, who's also very good. Patrick Beverley, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Landry Shamet, who was a good rookie last season. Think about it this way. Let's say Paul George is guarding you, and then you have to switch and Kawhi Leonard is now on you. And then someone again switches and Patrick Beverley is now on you. You're never going to score. It's impossible. It's a wrap. Any team that plays them defensively is going to get wrecked. The Clippers might win the championship and their first ever championship this season. It's not out of the picture. Now there's only one team that is in their way, and that is the Los Angeles Lakers, with an average rating of an 81.8. Look, LeBron James, who is arguably going to be their starting point guard and still the top 3 NBA player in the NBA. You have Anthony Davis, who is the best power forward in the league. You have DeMarcus Cousins, when healthy and going off, was the best center in the NBA. Kyle Kuzma, who was averaging almost 20 a game last season. JaVale McGee, who's super improved. Danny Green, who's an NBA champion. He knows how to win. Avery Bradley, one of the best perimeter defenders with Danny Green. And you still have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Rondo, Quinn Cook, and the GOAT, Jared Dudley. You have a championship level team right here that I don't know many teams that are going to be able to beat them. With LeBron James at your starting point guard, Danny Green at the shooting guard, Kuzma at the small forward, Davis at the power forward, and DeMarcus Cousins at the center. They're a big team, but they can all play defense, at least for the most part. I really think the Lakers got this one in the bag. But what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with this list? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like my channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call back?